Hello guys, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Sky Knight, and I am proud to present my finished Aqua Force deck. I know I had it done, I had it built in what, December-ish? And I finished it. It took some time. I actually had it done a couple weeks ago, to be honest, but I didn't rush it, and I finished it, and I'm having a blast. This deck is awesome, and I know you guys. I've been playing it on camera for you guys, and each time I've played it, there's like a new card, a new fix had been made in it, but it's done. It is absolutely done, and I'm here to showcase it to you guys. And thank you for all who put in their 2 cents into the comments of that video. It really did help me. I just want to give a nice thanks to you guys. So without further ado, guys, let me show you my Aqua Force Maelstrom deck completed. Starter is Marios. You guys should know what Marios does already, but if it is the third battle or more that this has boosted a card, check the top 5 cards for a Maelstrom card and add it to your hand. This is great. So on the second attack, so what really makes Maelstrom really good is the fact that it's limit break, so it can go off early depending on how bad the situation is. But more importantly is the fact that I'm able to acquire a lot of Maelstrom cards at pretty much any point of the game, even earlier. So by grade 2, I can amass an extra Maelstrom by attacking on the third with my grade 2 supports and grade 1s. So that's really good. I always would have an extra Maelstrom in my hand. But this also helps me set up for my Break Ride, because I am running the Break Ride Maelstrom, as you'll see in a couple seconds. So to the grade 3 units, no surprise, but I did figure out what I want to do. It's going to be 4 Maelstroms, the Break Ride, 1 Reverse, and 3 Glory. So my reasoning behind this ratio, I always want to be on Break Ride, because Break Ride is going to be the alternate win con for me. And I've thought about it, here and there, trying to figure out what is the best build. And it does vary. It really does. So I chose the Break Ride because if I don't end up having that critical trigger on my Thavas turn, then the Break Ride is my alternate kill condition. Just ride Glory, meet the conditions of the 4 attacks, and they can't guard, except for G guards. So, from the top, Maelstrom, 2 abilities. It has the bottom ability, which is wave 3 or more. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, I search my library for up to one Maelstrom card and add it to my hand. So what makes this card, that bottom ability, really good is you pair it with Marios. So they both, attack. This boosted, Marios boosted, and both abilities triggers if it's the third battle or more. And what I end up doing is I check the top 5 for a Maelstrom card and add it to my hand, if there is one. So I do that one first because I want the most amount of Maelstroms in my deck first before I go and search with Maelstrom. Because if I do Maelstrom first and go get the Maelstrom, that means I have less targets for Marios on the top 5. So it just makes it better to do this one first. And the first ability of Maelstrom is wave 4 or more. Or excuse me, when an Aqua Force unit rides this unit, Counterblast 1, it gets 10k and gets auto red text of 4 or more. When it's a 4th battle or more, and attacks on the Vanguard, I draw a card, and one of my opponents has to retire. I choose one of my opponent's rear guards to retire it, and they can't guard with grade 0s. So you Break Ride Glory on top of that, and then at Limit Break 5 for Glory, when you attack, you Counterblast 1. This gets plus 5,000, and your opponent can't guard with grade 1s. So can't guard with grade 1s, can't guard with grade 0s from their hand, of course. So that leaves them to intercept and leaves them to G-Guard, and that's pretty much about it. Also, Glory provides a cross ride, which is excellent. And the last one is Reverse. Now, reverse is interesting where, again, I don't have the critical trigger for Thavis, and I need to apply a proper pressure. So I would Break Ride reverse on Maelstrom, and I get this weird synergetic um, thing between the two of them where when this attacks or out of for its limit break, when it attacks, Counter Blast 1 and choose one of my rear guards, I rest it and then lock it. Weird. I don't understand that. If I do, until the end of turn, this gets plus 5,000 in crit. So I have crit pressure, I can kill him at 4. I also, and then it gets red text. At the end of battle that this unit attacked, if it didn't hit, I choose one of their rear guards, and then I retire it. So, again, 4th battle between these two. But, again, this gives them a situation of I'm catching one of your rear guards and I'm drawing a card, or you eat the crit. One of the two. And if this is on Break Ride, then it's all types of shenanigans with them. So, again, there's some weird synergistic. I thought about just going straight Bam Bam. I've thought about going regular Maelstrom and then Glory. But, no, I tried this one out and I liked it the most. To the grade 2 units, so I'm not wasting too much of you guys' time. Everyone's favorite, Tidal Assault. You can't go wrong with Tidal Assault. He helps me get my plays early game when I don't have Maelstrom names, because my next one for F3 is Spiros and Rascal Sweeper. Both require Maelstroms. So early game I can go 1, 2, like attack for 9, attack for 5, and then attack with Vanguard with Marios, and to go find, check top 5 for a Maelstrom. Especially when I don't have the Break Ride. I want to go hunt for the Break Ride as fast as possible. Spiros is an excellent card. If it is the first or second battle for the turn, I can counterblast 1 at the end of that battle, and it restands. This is pretty good. The only negative is it doesn't gain power for attacking, which is negative because it's only attacking for a 9k. So if you're going first and this is like grade 2, this card is straight power. But if they're at 3, then you're kind of just like, empty attack, counterblast 1, restand, I boost attack at 16. But again, it's only the first or second battle. And then Rascal Sweeper is a monster. If I have a Maelstrom Vanguard, this gets plus 2k, so now it's attacking for 11k. But this happens only at the first battle. So after it attacks, I switch it with something behind it. So usually behind it would be anything. From Corellia, a Maelstrom, even Spiros. Anything is behind it. Primarily I want something that hits. But if I'm just fishing for an attack, fishing for number attacks, then it doesn't matter. I'd put Rascal Super behind it. My grade 1 units, this is where things get really diverse. I run 3 Stride Enablers because sometimes you need to get there. I run 4 the Unflip and Perfect Guards. I don't know why. I should be running the Blue Storm, but I really haven't found a reason to unflip because usually my opponents are dead by then. Or I'm dead, one of the two. 4 Thetas, because she's pretty, and her ability is useful. Her ability is very useful. When it attacks, if I have a Vanguard with Maelstrom in its name, it gets plus 2k. So it immediately becomes a 9k attacker. And then on the second attack, or when she attacks, and if I have a Maelstrom Vanguard, she gets plus 3k. So she gets plus 5, which makes her a 12k attack on pretty much on the second attack. But she requires Maelstrom. So if I want to put her behind Rascal Sweeper, so Rascal Sweeper attacks for 11, switch, then she goes in and attacks for 12. Bam. Like, numbers. So those two are the ones I usually have in the same column. The problem with that is If I do it like that row, then Spiros becomes useless because its ability only works on the first or second. Meanwhile, Rascal and her only work on the first and second respectively. So usually in the other column, I'll have a Tidal Assault or I'll have like a Maelstrom boosted. And lastly, Coralia. Now she is a tech choice card in the deck, and pretty much I need her at grade 1 or grade 2. So if she enters the battlefield, I choose a grade 3 from my hand and discard it, and I go search my library for a Maelstrom unit and add it to my hand. I think it's that right. Yep. For not a Maelstrom unit, for Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom. So either the regular one or the Break Ride. So she helps me get my Break Ride, which is fantastic. This is why I love her. Alright. Trigger units, I'm going to fly right through those if you don't mind. 2 draws. 10 crit. 4 heals. This is my combination. I'm running it like this because I want to apply as much pressure as possible, especially if everything's pretty much going on my Vanguard. I thought about stands. However, it would just be awkward. To be honest, it would literally just be awkward, especially if they're taking all those hits. It's kind of like a snowball, really, where it's attack, 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 and my attacks are just getting stronger and stronger. And to just have like more attacks after the battle just seems kind of counterproductive. Especially when like Coralia or Theta is going to be in the front attacking for 14 at that point if I get a stand. And I don't have any extra powers going out, so they're all going to be like weak attacks. It just didn't seem worth it, to be honest. It really, really, really didn't seem worth it. I'd rather just go in for the kill with my strides. And this champion, this critical trigger is a champion. It doesn't go back into the deck, but it's okay. So when this card boosts Maelstrom Vanguard, a card with Maelstrom in its name, and it's a 4th battle or more that turn, until the end turn, my opponent can call grade 0s from their hand to the Guardian Circle. Oh, it does go back. Huh. And then if I do, it goes back at the end of turn. So, great. Absolutely great. You put this with a Vanguard. Yep. So, I'll show you the cheeky play after, but this card is excellent. If I somehow aren't on if I don't Break Ride and I just have Glory, then I could use those. I can pair those two together to create a scenario where they can't block as well or guard effectively. Now for the G unit stride zone thing, I'll start with the Guardians because they're cool. Five Guardians. I'm running 2 Iceberry Dragons and I'm running 3 flotillas. Just something simple. I may throw a Dismal in there just to protect myself from Narukami. And then here's where things get well. So I'm running 15 cards in my stride zone, only because I couldn't find an extra regular stride unit, so I may just go 6 in my my G guides. So I'm running 2 Disaster Maelstroms. This card is amazing. This is my first stride, and this has always been my first stride until I got my regular Thavises. But this card enables me to go get a Maelstrom of my choice if I don't have a stride enabler. So all my Maelstroms are pretty much stride enablers or attackers, or if you're the last glory that I need, it's for the Break Ride. If I know I'm going to Break Ride the next turn, bam, I got it. But this guy fixes my deck. I know he has a bottom ability, but I'm never at cross ride, so it is literally unimportant. And it also doesn't matter when this thing what number this thing attacks at. So again, not a problem. Next, I'm running two Admiral Maelstroms. I've cut this down to 2 because it's pretty much useless. Even as a first ride, it does nothing. I don't even get the unflip, to be honest. So it literally does absolutely nothing for the deck. Oh, let me move it over a bit, guys, so you can see. I'm running 2 of the Commander Thavises. I've been waiting for this card because it needs to flip itself over, and I always had just 1. So it can be used early on in the game if I don't do this one first, or it can be used later on in the game. But usually my late game play is Thavis. Wailing Thavis. And this is the guy that you pair with the critical trigger. So after a certain amount of attacks, you can't the bottom ability will kick in, so your opponent can't guard or grade 1s. And then you use the super awesome critical trigger because its name is technically Maeltrom. And you can't guard with grade 0s. And because you're usually doing 4 or more attacks, you're getting 20k out of it. So you're really just abusing your opponent at that point with Wailing Thavis. And then I'm glad it doesn't have to flip itself over, so now I have 2 chances to wailing them. And lastly, I have two Lambroses to clean up, really. Because the deck is weird in how it attacks, where those rear guards attack first, and then my Vanguard. I know it just says weird, but most of the abilities, like Theta is only the second attack for the turn. So I would have to attack with her first. Like, there's no way I can make this work. No way I can make Theta work. But if I just need an extra 10k on like 2 Maelstroms that are attacking in the front row, then they become 21 attackers, and that'd be great. So that's pretty much it. This is my Maelstrom deck, guys. I'm glad it's done. Thank you again for you guys who helped out and gave me ideas on how to build this. A big shout out to Falcon Blaze, because he gave me the shell for the deck, because I was going to build it. I was going to spend $200 to buy a Maelstrom deck shell, but I'm glad I didn't. Thanks, guys, and have a great afternoon.